So who are there in your family members? Your parents, your grandparents, siblings, right? Siblings, brother, sister, father, mother, grandfather, grandmother. All of them have some roles. They do some roles in the family, right? You also have some role. You also have some function, duties. Likewise, in the cell also, the different members are there who is doing their own role. And in previous video, we have already discussed about the nucleus, plasma membrane, cell wall, right? Like cell wall, the control room, we can say the father of the cell, right? In that family, plasma membrane is protecting the cell and doing exchange of materials, mother we can say. And there are other siblings also. So we will discuss today about the cytoplasm. Cytoplasm, yes, and with this, what are present in the cytoplasm, what they do, right? And because of their action, work of action, why we are saying it is structural and functional unit of life. Everything we will discuss in this video. So without delay, let's start the video. As I have told you, the components of cell, these are the components of cell which we have already discussed, right? So plasma membrane, cell wall, nucleus we have already discussed. Cytoplasm. This cytoplasm is a fluid. It is a fluid, liquid, right? It is a fluid, and this fluid is present between plasma membrane and nucleus. Yes, these are present between plasma membrane and nucleus. So it is a fluid. Now if it is a fluid, it shows it do movement, right? And the movement, this fluid is doing movement, and because of this movement, what happened? Whatever materials present in the cytoplasm, right? The materials comes from the nucleus, the materials comes from the external environment of the cell through the plasma membrane, right? When it comes, it do uniform movement or distribution of materials. Now, how and what uniform distribution? The materials, that there are different materials are there, but where to distribute? This distribution takes place in the cell organelle. Yes, the cytoplasm is having cell organelles. The different cell organelles are present in the cytoplasm. We can say the siblings. So these different cell organelles are actually doing different roles, which we will discuss here. And in this, all these materials, important materials coming from inside the nucleus or coming from external, it has to be distributed to the cell organelles as per their requirement. Now, this process, this uniform distribution of the materials, this process we call cyclosis. What? Cyclosis. There is another term which we can say, this is cytoplasmic streaming. Cytoplasmic streaming. Yes. So cytoplasmic streaming and cyclosis are the process where uniform distribution of the materials takes place throughout the cytoplasm to the cell organelles, right? So this is what the cytoplasm. So here I have said the cell organelles. Yes, we will see this cell organelles now, right? As you can see here, I have mentioned about different cell organelles, right? ER, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, right? Lysosome, mitochondria. So there are different cell organelles I have written here. So out of which we will discuss few of the cell organelles and how is their structure, what functions they do, right? So let's start about the cell organelle. So cell organelle. Before knowing this, cell organelle is known as the very crucial part of the cell, and it is very crucial. Why? Because for the survival of the cell. If cell organelle will be not there, if cell organelle will not do their function, the cell will not survive. Why? What type of action they do? They do metabolic activities. Metabolic activities. What is this metabolic activities now? Another new term. New term again. This metabolic activities, in a simple way I will say, something which break down or form. Now what is something here? The something is the materials which is present inside our body, the materials which we take from outside through nutrition process, right, through different respiration process, anything. So that materials, either it will break down inside the body or it will form something new, right? That type of process we called metabolic activities. Metabolic activities. Without this, we will not survive. Yes, we will not survive. And how we will not survive? When the cell will not survive, we will also not survive. The cell are the basic structure, right, in our body, in living organisms body. So this thing we will see. First we will consider the endoplasmic reticulum. Yes, ER means endoplasmic reticulum. Right, clear? Endoplasmic reticulum. So first here we will see the structure of this endoplasmic reticulum. Yes, we have to understand what is the structure. Yes. Considering the structure, it is generally found in three structural form. Tubule, round and vesicles. Right? How tubules look like? Tubules are like tube, right? Round is simple round. Vesicles looks like it's oblong bags, right? So it is also said as oblong bags. So generally these three structures we find of the endoplasmic reticulum. Where does it present? It is obviously present in cytoplasm, but where is the location? The location of this endoplasmic reticulum is near surrounding the nucleus. If it is a nucleus, so this endoplasmic reticulum are present like this surrounding the nucleus, right? Like this, right? Now this is how it surrounds the nucleus. Why it is? What purpose for this we will discuss. So this before that, this endoplasmic reticulum is classified into two categories. One is RER, another one is SER. Yes, RER and SER. R is what here, and what is S here? ER we can understand, endoplasmic reticulum. This R is called rough endoplasmic reticulum. R is rough and endoplasmic reticulum. ES stands for correct, smooth, rough, smooth. Why it is rough and why it is smooth? Now if I will say differentiate between this endoplasmic reticulum and this endoplasmic reticulum. Yes, I have drawn dots here. What does this dots represent? This rough endoplasmic reticulum, here ribosomes are attached. Ribosomes are another cell organelle, right? So ribosomes are attached here. So whereas here these ribosomes are, no ribosomes are attached, right? No ribosomes are attached. Now because of this, under microscope we find rough surface because of the presence of ribosomes. Here smooth surface, no ribosomes. Now what this do? The RER as the ribosomes are present, because of this the function of this RER is protein synthesis. Understand? Protein synthesis. Yes. And here no ribosomes are present. Because of this the function of SER is lipid synthesis or fat synthesis. lipid synthesis or fats synthesis, right? Now, because of ribosome, only the protein is synthesis. So, remember, nucleus, if you remember the topic nucleus where I have discussed that DNA is producing RNA, right? That RNA is coming out of the nuclear pore, and when this RNA comes into the RER, there what happened? Due to the help of ribosome, this RNA forms makes protein. Yes, this protein is synthesis because of that thing, right? From there it is coming, and then here the lipid synthesis takes place. Now, what is the structure of the plasma membrane? What does it made up of? Remember? Correct. Lipid and protein. Lipid and protein. So, this lipid and protein only making the plasma membrane. Formation of plasma membrane. And the process of making cell organelles or components of the cell is known as okay, biogenesis. So this lipid and protein combinedly forming the plasma membrane, and this formation of this plasma membrane or cell organ, any other cell organelle, we call biogenesis, right? So due to this process, another thing, this SER, if we see, this SER also helps in detoxify the poison or drugs. Detoxify the poison or drugs. So in that case also it is very useful, right? So this is the function of RER and SER. Clear? So we will move to the next topic. Next topic is Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies. So this is the next cell organelle. What does this do? Before going to know that, we will see this Golgi apparatus has been described by Camillo Golgi. Camillo Golgi was a scientist. Because of his work and he only described this apparatus or body name as Golgi apparatus or Golgi bodies. So this scientist Camillo Golgi, he is very famous in reaction work with the nervous system, and he has did one term method he has developed, black reaction. So you can see his work, right? And even he has got Nobel Prize also for the work in his nervous system, right? Study of the nervous system. So anyway, Camillo Golgi has only described the name of this Golgi apparatus. How the structure is? This Golgi apparatus is a membrane bound vesicle. So I think you remember the structure of vesicle, right? It is a membrane bound vesicles. So this vesicle like this, right? So sometimes it remain like this also. So these vesicles, when they remain in stack, when they arranged in a stack form, means one upon another, right? So this type of arrangement is known as cistern. This type of arrangement is known as cistern. Yes. Now, what does this Golgi do? The Golgi has a very good role. Whatever the things has been manufactured in the endoplasmic reticulum. So, manufacturing site is the endoplasmic reticulum. Lipids, proteins has been manufactured there. Now, these things has to come for packaging, right? So, what happened? In function, the Golgi apparatus, they do packaging. Along with that, it do dispatch, right? It dispatch the materials, packaging and dispatch of materials. So whatever materials manufactured in the endoplasmic reticulum, that materials get packaged and dispatched, right? Obviously, if it has to come to the market, anything has to come to the market from the factory, then it has to be packaged and then it has to be distributed, dispatched. Not only this, the Golgi, along with this, the Golgi, they do storage also. Yes, they do storage also, and they do modification also of products, right, or materials. They do modify, they do package, and they store, they modify, and then they do packaging, and then they release also. This Golgi apparatus is also help in biogenesis of another cell organelle, and that is what it helps in formation of lysosomes. Yes, lysosomes, which we will discuss now. The formation of this lysosome is done by the Golgi apparatus. Now we will see about the lysosome, what it do. Now we will see the structure and the function of the lysosome. But before going to the structure and the function, the lysosome, the name means, lyso means digestive and soma means body. So from the name itself we can identify what is the function, digestive body. So this structure is a membrane bound sac. Membrane bound sac. What is this sac here? Sac means basta, right? It's look like that only. So membrane bound sac. And here this membrane bound sac, it carries digestive juice, digestive enzymes. So it carries digestive enzymes, and because of that only it do the function. Now we will see the function. So this lysosome is also known as waste disposal system of cell. This lysosome is also known as the waste disposal system of the cell, right? Why? Because this lysosome has a function of clean up the cell, right? What does it clean up? It clean up the foreign materials. It clean up the old cell organelles which is not coming in a function, or right, the damaged one. Foreign particles like bacteria, it clean. If bacteria enters into the body, it kills it, it clean up it, right, destroy it. Even if the cell is not functioning, right, if the cell is not functioning, or the cell is injured, or we can say damaged, dead, then what happened? This lysosome, what it do? It burst up the enzymes, and because of this whole cell get destroyed. Now it is due for the protection. It is a protective measure. So because of the bursting up, everything will get destroyed. This is what we called, as it is destroying the whole cell, we called it as suicidal bag. So lysosome is also known as suicidal bag. Who is the suicidal bag of the cell? Lysosome, as it destroys whole cell also. Now if I consider this digestive enzyme, from where this digestive enzymes comes, if you remember, the protein work as the hormones also, protein works as the enzymes also. So that RER, from RER only the digestive enzymes they are getting, right? RER making the enzyme, it is releasing to the Golgi, they are packing it and making it the lysosome, right? So this is about the function, structure of the lysosome. Next we will move to the another cell organelle. Next cell organelle is mitochondria, and you can see here I have written it as powerhouse of the cell. Powerhouse of the cell means the generation of electricity, normal. Here for us it is the energy. So this mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, as it generates energy which is required for us. Now I am talking, you are listening, we all need energy, right? So that's what this mitochondria come into the production of energy. First we will see the structure, then how it is producing, that we will see. And what is this structure? If I consider, unlike other membrane cell organelles, this is double layer membrane. Yes, double layered membrane. It has double layer membrane, means it means covered with two layers, right? Now if we see the double layered membrane, So this is what outer layer, and the inner layer is deeply folded. Like this, it deeply folded. Right? So this is outer layer, and this one is the inner layer. As it is forming, it is deeply folded. This folding form we called as cristae. Right? Cristae. Now there is a area between this deeply folded region which we called matrix. And matrix is the site where the energy production takes place. So here only the ATP production takes place. Now I said energy. So this ATP is known as the energy currency. ATP is known as the energy currency. Now what is ATP? Yes, you should know this. Adenosine triphosphate. Right? What is this? Adenosine triphosphate. So it is the energy currency. So ATP is the energy currency which is produced, adenosine triphosphate, which is produced in the mitochondria is useful. Now I am using energy, this ATP, because of this ATP. Right? So this is what directly I came. This is the function where it produces the ATP. Right? With this, another interesting point of mitochondria is this mitochondria has its own DNA. It's having its own DNA and ribosomes. Right? It has its own DNA and ribosomes, and this is also present here in the matrix. What they do? They produce their own protein. Right? DNA and ribosomes, ribosomes we know, right? DNA also we know. They are making their own protein, and this protein is helpful in production of ATP. Right? That's why they are having their own DNA and ribosomes. Clear? So this is what about the mitochondria. Next to the another cell organelle. Next cell organelle is plastid. These plastids are only present in plants. Yes, like cell wall, it is also only present in plants. This plastid is classified broadly into two categories. One we called chromoplast, another one is leucoplast. Right? Chromoplast is colored plastid, this is colorless plastid. The leucoplast is categorized into three groups: eleuroplast, amyloplast, and aleoplast. Right? Now, this function of the leucoplast, if I consider, the leucoplast is doing storage. Right? They do storage. What they do store, as per the different things they store, it is classified into three categories. This eleuroplast store protein, the amyloplast store starch, right, and this store fats. Right? So their function is storage. That's why it is colorless. As it is colored, that means it contains pigments. This chromoplast is colored, that's why it contains pigments, right? And as per the different colored pigments, it is classified again. Now, very common thing which we know is about the chloroplast. Right? You know about chloroplast, and what pigment it has? It has chlorophyll, correct? Chlorophyll. And this chlorophyll is a green pigment, right? It is a green pigment. What it do? What is the function of the chloroplast? Photosynthesis. Very good. Photosynthesis. Right? It is the function of the chloroplast. Now, very interestingly, this chloroplast, chloroplast is also a, now just considering the structure of only the chloroplast, this chloroplast is also a double layered membrane. like mitochondria. Yes, so it is also a double layered membrane like mitochondria. And the gaps between there we have found, okay, I will just draw the structure. Yeah, I'm just rubbing to this side so that you will nicely you can see. Now if I just draw the structure, right, so here the gaps which present is called stroma. Okay, the gaps which are present is called stroma, and it has coin like form structure, right? Coin like structure are there. One coin like structure is known as granum, and this whole stack is known as thylakoids, and then these are connected with, like this, they are connected, and this connection which we called as lamella, right? So lamella or stroma lamella. So this is what the structure of the chloroplast. This chloroplast, like mitochondria, they also have their own DNA and ribosomes. That means they also produce their own protein, right? So this is what about the chloroplast, which is coming under the plastid, right? Now we will move to the next one again. Next one is vacuoles. Vacuoles are the storage sac. So they just do storing. Okay, whatever materials has to store, it has to be stored in the vacuoles, right? So generally it is present in every cell, but in animal it is very small in size, right? But in plant it is very large in size. If you see the structure of the plant, it has a central vacuole. It is a central vacuole, right? And this is very large, and it is around 90% of the space they take, right? It contains cell sap. It contains cell sap, right? And due to this, because of this, what happened? The nucleus goes into the periphery. The nucleus goes into the periphery, right? So there are some food vacuoles also found. This food vacuoles generally we find in amoeba, and contractile vacuoles also are there. These contractile vacuoles are present in unicellular organism. Now what is the role of contractile vacuoles? This contains mainly water. It helps in osmoregulation. Osmoregulation, that is maintaining the water balance in the body of the unicellular organism, whether it need or not need. As per that, it do osmoregulation. That is osmoregulation. So that's it. So these are all we have discussed about the cell organelles present in the cell, and we have seen every cell organelles are having a different unique structures, and with this they have a unique function. Because of this, everything they are doing for the survival of the cell, right? And that's why in the starting of the chapter what we have seen, the cell is the fundamental unit. It is the fundamental structural and basic functional unit. Hence it is proved from their role, right? So this is what about the cell organelles. Wait, the chapter is not over yet. Yes, we have to discuss the last topic, cell division. Remember about the cell theory, where one person said from pre-existing cell the new cell formed. Who is this person? Could you tell me? Okay, just answer me in the comment. Go to the comment and answer me who is that person, right? So that person said from pre-existing cell the new cell formed, right, in the cell theory. And how this is happening? This is happening because of the cell division. Yes, cell division. The cell division, why it is happening? Because it is either to replace the old cell or dead cell or any injured cell. Along with that, it also helps in formation of gametes. You have studied in class 8 already about the gametes. There are male gametes, female gametes in human, animals, in plants also. So they required formation of gametes because of the reproduction process. Yes. So for that, cell division happens. Now, cell division is of two types, right? One is we called mitosis, another we called meiosis, right? So mitosis is this one, right? And meiosis is for this one. So mitosis, due to mitosis, it replaces the old, dead or injured cell, right, in the body, and the meiosis is the formation of the gametes. In mitosis what happened and in meiosis what happened, we will see. Mitosis, here the mother cell, right, the pre-existing cell, that mother cell produce two daughter cells, and they are identical, right? These daughter cells are identical to the mother cell. But in the case of meiosis, the mother cell is producing four daughter cells. Now why it is this difference? What is this? We will describe and discuss this in detail. Just taking an example, normally in human cell, each cell in the cell nucleus, what is present? Chromosomes. So in nucleus 46 chromosomes are present. So every cell has 46 chromosomes in human, right? So that means if 46 in mother cell, so the same 46 comes in the daughter cells, right? So each daughter cell will have 46 chromosomes. How this is happening? How they are maintaining? From 46 again, one cell is getting divided into two, and then this 46 again equally get divided. How this is happening? So if you remember, the chromosomes are made up of DNA. What happened? Before the chromosome has to get divided, each chromosomes there inside the DNA will get double up. Okay, so the DNA will get double, right? When the DNA will get double, now the chromosome will say, already I have double DNA, so I will also get divided, and because of this the 46 chromosomes remain as it is, right? But in the case of meiosis, it happens in two processes, right? It happens in two processes. What happened in the case of meiosis? Okay, I'm just rubbing here this one. In the case of meiosis, one cell which contains 46, it divide first circle 46 and 46, right? Now the 46 which is same as mitosis happens, this 46 will say, one cell you take the 23 chromosomes, and another cell you also take the 23 chromosome. Here also the same 23 and then 23 divided, right? So the pair of chromosomes in our body, chromosomes remain in pair. If chromosome 1 is there, so 2 chromosome 1 will be there. 2 chromosome 2 number 2 will be 2, 3 2, 4 2. So everything will remain in pairs. So that pairs will get divided, right? So 1 will come in 23, 1 in 23, this 23. Why now in meiosis this thing happened? Why it is not in mitosis? Because if you remember, this meiosis is for reproduction process. Yes. So what happened? From father, if this 23 is coming, right? So from mother also 23 has to come. Then only the child will have the 46 chromosomes. If 46 and 46 chromosome will come, then it will become 92 chromosome, right? Which is not normal in the body in case of human. That's why it is get half of the chromosomes. So in this case, meiosis, only half number of chromosomes left in the final 4 daughter cells as to make balance in the living organisms when it get transferred, right? And this is what I have said. Remember, the chromosomes are the inherited characters information. So this is what from parents comes to the child, then this child will carry on to the another generation, then another. Likewise, we have discussed the cell division. I hope you have cleared with the chapter. This is what we are finishing and completing this chapter, the fundamental unit of life. And with the hope we will meet in the next video. Be healthy and be happy, study nicely, and please do subscribe at the end. Don't forget, comment, like. Thank you. Bye-bye.